it from the source for transmission to occur. Pero ang airborne natatangay ng hangin, and there are three important diseases by airborne route: tuberculosis, measles, and varicella. Okay? So, highest chances of transmission, pag yun. If the patient is beer positive, no? Acid fastener positive, those with extensive upper lung infiltrate cavity, merong copious production of sputum with a severe forceful coughing. And if you stay in an area of a room, perhaps with very poor air circulation, all the more, no, that will enhance transmission. So, those four features of having higher chances of transmission are, of course, noted among adults. So, mas nakakahawa ang adults actually. Ha? And most adults will no longer be contagious within several days to usually 2 weeks yan after beginning of adding with chemotherapy. What about children? Children, take note, are rarely contagious. Ay, sila ganun nakakahawa. Why? Hindi ba sila are sparse in the endobronchial secretion and cough? TB ba sila are sparse in the endobronchial secretion? And remember, was it in pathology where it was mentioned, how is the infection of TB described in children? Letter P, bacillari, di ba? Why did you use that word? Pathology ba yun? Micro? Anyway, it's bacillari children, and yung mga bata usually are not coughing that much. Hindi ganun ka-forceful yung coughing nila. It is required to suspend infectious particles. Okay, so as you know, in a while, no, the clinic stages, yung exposure, infected, and then disease. So what is the risk to disease? It's like 5 to 10% among immunocompetent adults if untreated, as against 40%. Okay, so the chances of evolving into a disease mas malaki pag bata, no? Around 40%, especially if they are 1 year old. Yung pag-adult, 5 to 10% risk of developing into disease if untreated. Okay, so these are the key factors for TB in children. Household or other close contact. So parating hahanapin yun saan siya nahawa. Household kasama sa bahay. Ngayon, these days, sinasabit yung household tsaka close contact. Si household, kasama yung mga sa bahay. Si close contact, not necessarily living with the child or living in the same house, pero nagbibisi-bisita sa bahay. That's a close contact no, within the last 3 months. Okay? And so, yun. Tapos, and there's smear. Pag mas lalo nakakasahawa, syempre, pag smear positive, no, yung source. Tapos age, less than 5 years old. So later when we talk about preventive therapy, so what's called TPT, preventive therapy, is considered in some situations, particularly if the child is less than 5 years old. Tapos those who are infected with HIV, so and it must have been discussed in second, I know which subject, where the patients who have HIV are very prone to have TB. In fact, we are seeing cases in the Philippines na ang unang presentation niya with TB. That's why be careful. That's why 15 years old and older who are diagnosed with pulmonary or extrapulmonary TB, you need to screen them for HIV. Tapos severe malnutrition. So that's understandable. So mahina yung resistensya, no, and severe malnutrition. You're really prone to develop TB disease. Okay. Yung mga key risk factors. And then yan, we talk about stages, clinical stages. Ito ba yan? Tatlo yan. Exposure, infection, or disease, magkakaiba. So when you try to assess whether it's just an exposure, infection, or disease, you need to be checking on 5 parameters. Tandaan mo yan ha, kasi mga test questions, So number 1, you need to look for a source. A source, no? Which you said you should be an adult or for pag-child, older child, no? Adolescent. Number 2, you check for signs and symptoms. hindi, ito na lang. So, exposure, and then skin test, no? Which up to now, we use for screening, for tuberculosis. The only sign of TB, no, could just be a positive skin test. And then you look at the signs and symptoms, and then you have a chest X-ray requested, and then there are other tests now, like AFD smear, and there's even gene expert, no, where the method that's being used is PCR. Okay, so if it's an exposure, so exposure infected disease. If it's an exposure, take note, what you're able to establish will just be a source. Okay? May nakahawaan, there's an identified source. But there are times na walang identified source pero may TB yung pasyente. So the absence of a source won't rule out TB. But if it's assessed as just an exposure of the 5 parameters, ang mapupulfil mo lang yung positive exposure. Okay. And then what? So after being exposed, no, patient can get infected. Okay. So when do you consider it just an infection? Okay, there may or may not be an exposure. Yeah, there may or may not be an exposure. Okay, but the patient, no, has no symptoms. The X-ray may be normal or would just show calcification. But the other test will also be negative. So this is what's called latent tuberculosis, and the only sign of tuberculosis will be a positive skin test or IGRA, reactive interferon gamma release assay. So that's why what's interesting about TB, pwede ka palang infected, but won't have symptoms or even have a normal X-ray. Okay, so some of those patients who are just infected eventually can develop into a disease. It becomes a disease when you're able to fulfill any 3 of the 5 parameters. Any 3 combination of the 5 parameters will make it a disease. Did you understand that? Okay. So, if you notice in the lectures, we won't really touch the pathogens, and it's kind of long, and we know that that's supposed to be, that the pathogenesis should also be supposed to have been discussed in pathology, right? So now, pag third year kayo, clinical correlation na lang. Anyway, I don't know if you've met, I don't know if you have come across this. This is the timetable of tuberculosis as proposed by Waldron. Waldron's timetable. So dito pinapakita niya na what happens from the time the patient gets infected to the time he goes on to develop for other forms. It becomes to have from the time he gets infected to the time he goes on to develop disease. And you know that tuberculosis, remember, is airborne, it's inhaled, and then the primary focus will have to be first on the lungs, but it doesn't stop there, diba? Undergoes pneumothorax dissemination, so that you know that there are extrapulmonary TB, there are cases of extrapulmonary TB, diba? So yan. So for disseminated and meningitic tuberculosis, around 2 to 6 months from the time of infection. Yung mga dural effusion and what's called pulmonary collapse consolidation or segmental TB, around 3 to 6 months also. Okay, but bone and joints, bone and or joint infections will be at least a year or longer. And renal, siya yung pinakamangkupi ng kulit, usually renal TB. Renal TB, renal TB is expected right at least 5 years or longer. So that cases of renal TB are usually seen among older patients. Okay, so now let's go to the different forms of tuberculosis. What's called primary tuberculosis, progressive primary tuberculosis, and reactivation, more reactivated TB, reactivation tuberculosis. So primary, childhood tuberculosis, unang beses, no? Primary infection in the child. The victim, the younger the child, the greater the risk of progressive disease until 5 years old. So, if it's synonymous to primary complex, not exactly, but when you say primary complex, that is a radiographic diagnosis consisting of the primary focus or a very non-specific infiltrate plus regional lymphadenitis. That's why the hallmark of primary TB in the lung will be a relatively large regional lymphadenitis with small initial lung focus. So that's why when you are working up for tuberculosis, you need to request for a lateral view where lymphadenopathy is most commonly is best seen. So you look for those either hilar or paratracheal. So with delayed type hypersensitivity, the hilar nodes, lalaki sila, enlarge, compressing the regional bronchus. So if that happens, hilar lymphadenopathy, it compresses on the bronchus, there will be hyperinflation, no, and then followed by atelectasis. That's why on X-ray, no, it would appear as a collapse. What's a collapse consolidation or segmental TB. Sometimes, no, but not so common, the caseous node can erode. Node, no, lymph node, nandun siya sa gilid, no, beside the airways, no, can erode into the endobronchial wall, and that's how children can go to endobronchial TB or even a bronchopleural fistula, but that's common. So apparently, most of these lesions will resolve. Okay, but in some patients, there may be residual calcification either on the primary focus or on the node. So pag merong nakitang calcification, that implies that the lesion has been there for 6 to 12 months. Okay. Tapos,